come on your team because people drafted him in the first round for a reason.
Exactly.
So I was able to just take advantage of that. And you know, it is kind of boring talking trades with people, I suppose, sometimes. But, you know, like I got another thing is like Yu Darvish. I bought low on Yu Darvish. And so it means that I cannot trade the man. He is fixed on my team for the whole year because I believe in that guy and no one else does. So I don't even offer Darvish around because I know I'm not going to get what I would like for him, right? And he's pitched a couple really good games lately, and I've been thinking,
no, he looks like a different ball player last 2 games than at the beginning. Before he was having a hard time coming inside, throwing a lot of balls, struggling to get through innings. But I think he's the player that we all hoped he would be, as Darvish owners and as Cub fans. The other thing that I was that I was going to say that you do well is like sometimes you'll make trades just for the sake of making a trade. Which there's something to be said for sort of priming the pump and let people know that you're somebody, if you're looking for a trade that is open for this thing, because a good portion of your league will never make trades or make one trade a year, and you might get lucky to get that. But to let people know you're the trading guy, you know, if somebody wants a bench guy for a bench guy, make the move because it just tells them that you're the guy.
Yeah, I traded. My first trade of the year was Jeff Samardzija for Evan Longoria, right?
Yeah. Who cares?
And Jeff Samardzija is still on that guy's team. Evan Longoria is not on my team. So technically I lost that trade, but I didn't lose anything because I would have cut Jeff Samardzija probably by now anyway, right? And at least I got a deal going. And so he needed a pitcher. He had extra third baseman. I made the deal. That's the kind of thing that gets the prompt time. It's like you gotta, you know, get a little bit of experience to be able to get more experience kind of thing.
Me personally, I work really hard at trying to make the trades fair, and in result, like I made 4 trades this year, which is a lot of trades for me, and I kind of regret 3 out of 4 of them. You kind of have to make the first trade a little unfair, in your favor.
Yeah, you're not going to win every single deal, and you know when you're buying low, trades could go south, and when you're selling high, things could go south as well because you know it could have turned out that Odorizzi would have been great for the rest of the year. And I think if he hadn't gotten injured on that Twins team, he probably would have still been outstanding. It's just that as bad luck would have it for him, I had no inside knowledge on this. Odorizzi got hurt. But that's part of the reason why these guys don't have the track records is because for one reason or another, they don't produce over the entire year. So that's why you want to stick with the blue chippers who one way or another do it year long every single year. So you always aim for those blue chippers, the guys with the track records. It doesn't mean that you don't go for the flash in the pans, especially if they're on the waiver wire. Yeah, take the flash in the pan that way, but you don't want to trade a lot of resources for them.
Anything more to add, guys?
I got just one more quick thing that I've had success with over the years. Sometimes I feel like this is why I like doing it through email, and anytime I send a trade, I always say, if you want to talk about this, hit my Gmail. Here's my address.
That's a great thing to do.
But I've had a lot of success if you put like 2 tiers there. Like here's tier A, pick 1 out of these 3 guys. Here's tier B, pick 1 out of these 3 guys, and give me Jacob deGrom, you know, and when they have that option, they kind of like it leads to more conversations. They're like, well, you didn't put so and so in there. What about him? You know, but it leads to more conversation. I feel like, and it's
you
really
would think
good.
that if you were trading with somebody, that the other guy would understand that it's a discussion and that almost everybody in your team is available. But making that clear to the other team is very important. And if you give a person 2-3 choices, yeah, that's the thing. The truth is, those choices would be there if you didn't give them. They just don't know it.
They're not mind readers, so you do have to spell it out for them once in a while. Like when I got Darvish, I traded Kikuchi and Domingo Santana for Darvish, so I paid a good price for Darvish, I think. But he wanted the low on the Rays from me instead of Domingo Santana. And he didn't really need a second baseman. So I figured out that he wanted an outfielder, and I told him, well, Domingo Santana has proven power, so I'll throw him in. And so I told him exactly why. I said that we're both Cubs fans. I said, I said, I can't trade Brandon Lowe for Yu Darvish right now because, I mean, it's just not worth it. Now, it turns out Lowe hasn't been as good since then, but I was kind of sold on Lowe with his second baseman eligibility back then.
And
I probably
we're in
put a part
Florida.
for them.
We root a little bit for the Tampa Bay Rays. You can throw that in there. Well,
yeah, so
it's about that time to kind of summarize. See if I miss anything. Is like it's persistence, volume, going for the guys that are disappointing the other players, and being willing to sell your guys when they're doing well. Is there anything else that's really important?
let me see. It's a necessary thing. Is the last thing.
And you have to trade because you're either getting better or you're getting worse.
Right.
Well, thanks, then. That sounded great. We'll talk more afterwards, but you feel free to stick around because you know what time it is?
It is time right now for today's live trivia with the 5-Minute Professor. We have 4 teams today pitted head-to-head. Head-to-head. Happy birthday, July 20th, to the one and only Steven Strasburg, Major League pitcher. He made his Major League debut on June 8th. In what year? What year did Steven Strasburg make his Major League debut? Write down your answers. I don't want you swayed by other people's answers. We're going to go through. We're going to start with Brendan. Brendan, what year did Steven Strasburg make his Major League debut?
I am going to guess 2012.
Brendan says 2012. What do you think, Steven?
2011.
What do you think, Doug?
I remember the game. I remember going home from work early to watch that game, and it was
this
struck out 11
is not.
versus the Pirates.
This is not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Answer the damn question.
Year. It's 2012. I put down.
All right, and Dennis, what do you think?
I put down 2009.
And no one got that right. His first game was June 8th, 2010. This one's going to be easier. Steven Strasburg has spent his entire career to date pitching for what National League team? Steven Strasburg has spent his entire career to date pitching for what National League team?
I caught the hit.
Brendan, what do you think?
Going to go with the team formerly known as my Expos, the Washington Nationals.
What do you think, Stevie O?
Nationals.
What do you think, Doug?
Nationals.
And what do you think, Dennis? You want to go rogue?
No, Nationals. Be a trick question.
Everyone has this exactly correct. In his Major League career, which of these has Steven Strasburg done exactly 4 times? In his Major League Baseball career, which of these has Steven Strasburg done exactly 4 times? Hit a home run, hit a batter, balked, pitched a complete game. Which of these has he done exactly 4 times? Hit a home run, hit a batter, balked, or pitched a complete game? Dennis, we'll start with you this time. Which of those has he done exactly 4 times?
I'm going to say complete game.
And Doug, what do you think?
He just had a big night at the plate, so I'm going to go with home run. Hit a 5
And what do you think, Stevie O?
I'm going to go with Bach.
And what do you think, Brendan? There's still one answer that has not been chosen.
I'm going to go with pitch to complete game.
It turns out that 2 of you are correct with 2 different answers. He hit his 4th home run in Thursday night's game, his 4th career home run. He also had 5 RBIs in the game. Only 2 pitchers have done that since the introduction of the designated hitter. The other was Rich Owings. And he has had 4 balks in his career. He's hit 6 players already this year. He has 47 in his career, and he has pitched a total of 2 complete games. On to question number 4. Across his entire career, Steven Strasburg has averaged how many innings per outing? In spite of the fact that he has 226 career outings, it's a whole number to 2 significant digits. How many innings, on average, has Steven Strasburg pitched? And we'll start with Brendan.
On average, how many innings has he pitched?
On average, how many innings? It's a whole number of innings.
I'm going to go with 5.
And Stevie O.
6.
And Doug.
5.
And Dennis.
6.
It is 6.00. Really? This season, in spite of his league-leading 12-4 record, he's 6 1/3 as an average. But over his career, 6.004 innings per outing. Final question. This question will be worth 3 points if you get it exactly right. 1 point if you're closest. Right now, Stevie O is leading with 3 points. Doug has 2. Dennis has 2. And Brandon with a chance to win on the final question. Here it is. In his career, check that. In this season, Steven Strasburg has thrown how many strikeouts so far this season? We're going to start with Stevie O. How many so far this season, Stevie O?
117.
All right. Doug, you're going to go next. How many this season? How many strikeouts?
I put down 112, 112. That's why I was like...
Dennis, what do you think?
126.
All right. And Brendan, with a chance to win, if you get this question exactly right, what do you think?
I'm going to go with 132.
So here's the thing. I asked this question at trivia on Thursday night before his game. And my question then was, it is gross the number of strikeouts he's had this season. And then he got an additional 7 strikeouts. Right now, for the season, he has 151 strikeouts.
You're telling us that Brendan wins again.
Brandon gets 1 point because he's closest, did not get it exactly right. And as a result, our winner is Stevie O!
All right,
Whoa.
Stevie,
Blind squirrel finds a nut. I'll take it.
All right. No points on that final one, but Brendan did make a comeback. He is now tied for second with Doug and Dennis behind Stevie O's 3. Everybody else had 2. Congratulations to Stevie O for winning trivia with the 5-Minute Professor. You can find the 5-Minute Professor on Facebook at 5-Minute Professor. You can also go to YouTube, where I have over 200 videos, several of them interesting.
Well, Professor, I got a couple of Boston Red Sox specific things that I was going to tell you. One is,
yes.
you know Pumpsy Green was?
Well, they keep talking about him on Nesson because they did a player profile. Yes, he did. He died.
He was
he died in June.
The first Red Sox to the first black Red Sox to cross the color barrier a mere 12 years after Jackie Robinson did.
Last team in Major League Baseball to have an African-American starting player,
and
my beloved Boston Red Sox.
And in a different thing entirely, you had once told me that your favorite Red Sox third baseman of all time is Butch Hobson. Do you know
Love the Butch Hobson because he did lose his job as the manager of the Providence Red Sox for cocaine possession. So, that's the sort of thing you want in your manager.
Do you know he's managing now?
I'm guessing a Hot Topic.
He's managing in the American Association the Chicago baseball team known as the Chicago Dogs, named of course after the hot dogs.
Nice. Well, he's a fine third baseman. I also liked Rico Petrocelli.
Yeah,
he was in the 70s, 60s, and 70s.
Wade Boggs is one of those guys. That's why I was kind
Wade
of
Boggs.
But Butch Hobson.
Wade Boggs will never make my list of favorite Red Sox third baseman
because you
had something to do with a horse. I can't remember exactly, but he may have had sex with it.
Well,
I don't know.
Allegedly.
That's possible.
Allegedly,
it could have happened. It had something to do with a horse. That much I remember. Definitely.
I want to thank the chat room for being here. I want to thank the listeners, especially the downloaders. We love each and every one of you. Thank the network.
Fresh kicks
Please,
on the
if you're listening to us online, come to HoneyMulletFantasySports.com and check out the chat room. There's over 40 hours of programming. Thanks to Seth Gucker for the opening song. Thanks to G. Cinco, a.k.a. Nick Gordon of the Twins, for the closing song. The next show's at noon. That's Lucas. I'd like to thank the Professor. I'd like to thank Dennis. I'd like to thank Stevie O. And I'd like to thank Brendan all for being here today. We're back next week. Same bat time. Saturday at 10 a.m. Any final thoughts?
It was great.
It's not a dumpster fire. This show, not a dumpster fire.
Definitely not.
This show ain't half bad.
It's kind of not a joke,
I have a trade to propose.
Remember, Professor, the answer's always no if you don't ask.
Got that right.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack.
You know what we did this week?
We survived.
He survived.
All right, we survived, boys.
And people heard me. I hope.
It was good. See y'all later.
All right, bye.
No, stick around.